All right, everybody. Well, hey, during this session, I'm going to give you YouTube strategies to become a dominant real estate professional in your marketplace. This is the 13% Club. I'm naming this YouTube 201. I think that's right. But here, we're going to talk about YouTube. We're going to talk a lot about YouTube. And one of the reasons we're going to talk a lot about YouTube is because as I've done my research and looked through my YouTube and started to try to build that out, what I've noticed is that well, YouTube's one of those things that's super low hanging fruit, which seems super strange to even say, but it's not so in many of the other industries. But in real estate, it's low hanging fruit. For whatever reason, people have not dominated that the way they need to dominate that. And that's going to give you an opportunity to dominate it. All right. So we're going to go through that. But first of all, y'all, you understand that when it comes to social media, where are people getting their information? They're getting their information from social media, right? Their news, their entertainment. And when it comes to YouTube and Google, well, they're getting their how-to strategies. And a lot of people are going to these platforms to say, hey, how do I? And if you can rock in this space, you're going to rock on Google too, because I don't know if you knew, but Google owns YouTube. So if Google can, it's going to drive people, it's going to drive business, eyeballs, views, clicks, et cetera, to YouTube. Makes perfect sense, right? I think it's important for us to have the conversation about, like, from a social media perspective, how and why it really has revolutionized everything. You know, if you think about it, in order to get sort of mind space in the consumer, you used to have to spend tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get that mind share, if you will. And now you don't have to. And frankly, it's free. You got to put a little sweat equity into it. And maybe you end up hiring somebody, but you don't have to. You can do all of this on your own. And I'm going to show you how today. But it's a revolutionary thing that's going on. And I know a lot of people, me included, by the way, really focused in on, like, okay, well, it's my LinkedIn and my Instagram and my Facebook and maybe even a little TikTok for the kids. But really, where you should be starting is you should start on YouTube. That's the spot. And what you're really trying to do, so you are sales professionals. And to be a sales pro, that means you already have authority in that space. The problem is, and we hear it as the influencers, the problem is a lot of you don't have influence in that space because nobody knows about you. I know I jokingly call you all, not you, but I call them secret agent. But what I mean by that is, they're looking for you. They're looking for somebody to trust, somebody to answer some of their questions, somebody to solve their problems, and they can't find them. And the reason they can't find them is because there's some whack that's doing videos or whatever, right? So the distraction to this point has been on this short form content. And I'm going to talk to you today about long form content, which is something more like this video as an example. Okay. All right. So I want to get through a couple of, like, myths. I'm going to break some ideation around what this is. Number one, it's not about how many followers you have. There was a period of time where you could buy followers, and that was a perfectly acceptable strategy. That is not today. Do not do that under any circumstance, period. But it's really not about that. And frankly, it's not about you being funny, and it's not about you being sexy, although, you know, it doesn't hurt, right? It's not about you being even the best in the industry. It's not about how you look. It's not about how you sound. None of those things are it, although I would say that sound quality matters. Microphone. What it is about is the engagement of the people that are following you, right? So I would rather you have 1,000 people that were actively engaged in what it was that you were putting out. 1,000 subscribers that were actually watching your videos, as an example, right? When we talk about Instagram, Facebook, that kind of stuff, a smaller sampling, but more engagement is better, okay? It's about answering questions, about serving your communities. It's about you being you, okay? Not the fake you. Like, somebody literally is looking for you. You are unique, you are special, and somebody out there is looking for somebody just like you to help them buy or sell a home or get a loan, or you fill in the blank. And if you're not you on YouTube, well, then they're going to mistake you for somebody else, and you're going to miss out on that very person. So I really would just say, just be you, man. Like, if you're funny, be funny. If you're not funny, don't try to be funny. Okay. That ain't funny. I'm not funny. So that's my wife. And then, of course, it's about you sharing your experiences. And then, of course, just doing it. Like, you just got to actually do it. And I'm going to talk to you a little bit today about what that looks like. One thing I got to check, one little box I've got to check. If you are overly sensitive, if you can't take a joke, if you can't take a little bit of criticism, most of it's going to be like completely unwarranted. You probably shouldn't do this. I would tell you, you're going to have to reframe this. Any kind of hate, any kind of teasing, any kind of joke, any kind of, whatever they call them, is a trophy for you. Okay. Somebody's going to say something about your hair. Somebody's going to say something about what you're wearing. Y'all, it doesn't matter. What you're trying to do is you're trying to establish yourself with your authority, developing influence for the people that are actually looking for you. The heck with all those other people. Now, can you be successful in real estate without having a YouTube channel? You can, and many of you will. Here's what I would tell you. More and more and more people are going to YouTube to find out how to do something. So if you're not there, they're not finding you there. And you will have to work harder. And ultimately, depending on how long you want to be in the business, if it's short time, don't worry about it. If it's a longer period of time, ultimately, there are going to be people that aren't as good as you that are going to overtake you. So, but if you're not into it, then don't do it, right? But I would encourage you to do it, right? So I'm going to dig into this. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to walk you through some of the things that I found as I was doing some research. Hopefully you'll get something. Make sure you get your pen and paper out and take some notes. The first question I want to ask or answer is, what do I post? That's always the biggest question. What do I post? Well, I use Evernote, which is just a note application, but use any note application that you use, right? It's on my phone. It syncs to my computer. And what I do is I just write down all of the questions that I get asked each day. So a client says, hey, I heard interest rates change. What do they come to? I write it down. Hey, what's going on with commissions? I heard that as a seller, I don't have to pay commissions. I write it down. Hey, what's the most effective marketing, or what's going on in that neighborhood, or what's happening with prices? I'm just writing them all down. Okay. Each and every one of those becomes a topic for a video. That's an easy strategy, right? I'm going to give you some additional ones. Anybody heard of this thing called Google? Yeah. You know what? I'm going to share my screen here. 1 second. Hey guys, sorry for the interruption. I'm going to get you right back to the video, but most of you know me as a real estate broker, or maybe somebody who's built and scaled one of the fastest growing sales organizations in the country. What you may not know is that I also work with other sales professionals and leaders that are looking to grow and scale their businesses and just live badass lives. The one place that I have everybody start, the very first spot, is the Lethal Scripts for the Sales Warrior. I'm going to give you one for free today, just so that you can get a little taste of what it is that we're doing out there. So click on the link below. We'll send you the information, and let's get back to the video. All right. So I just went into Google and I typed buying a home in San Francisco. And what you'll see, right, is you've got your sponsored stuff. You've got people also ask, which are all great, right? Realtor, Reddit. Okay. But look at, oh, wait a minute. What are these videos? These videos are exactly that. If there is relevant videos, then Google is going to push the consumer to YouTube, which is what's going on here. So what I would encourage you to do is go to Google and type in buying a home in and put in your town and scroll along and see if there are videos. What I'll tell you is most towns that I looked at don't have anybody, or if they may have one video. The reason there aren't more videos is because they aren't relevant. They aren't getting the right viewership. They're too old, whatever, right? So, but that's what I mean when I say incredible opportunities. You can see here, what do you have? 1, 2, 3, just right here. I hit view all, and it's going to take me where? More videos. Look at all of these videos, okay? So low-hanging fruits. The other thing that I want to bring your attention to is this people also asked, okay? So, and we're going to get to this, titles and stuff. If I had a video or a video series that was called Buying a Home in fill in my town, And that would be great. Now I'm going to show you the titling, but now I will also want to do some others, right? Well, what's the salary? Is it a good investment? What salary do you need? How much down payment do you need? See, these are all things that people asked when they were on Google. Google's literally giving you questions to answer. So now I have my note strategy, and I also have my Google also asked strategy. Make sense? Okay. And then the last one that I would tell you would be the last one I would say is, like do a shout out to a client or do a shout out to somebody in your marketplace that owns a business. Robert Yazbek in Steamboat Springs has done a great job. If you want to go back and check his social media out, his YouTube, he did a great job early on in interviewing local businesses, and that really helped him build his following, right? I went in, so buying a home in Grand Junction, and you can see here what comes up, okay? What can you buy in Grand Junction? And you can see who is there. Again, low-hanging fruit, everyone. This is all very low-hanging fruit. There are effectively 2 people that are doing any kind of social media in this particular town, right? Okay, so those are the questions here. And that's all you're doing is you're just simply answering a question, just like I am right here, right? Somebody says, hey, listen, how do I use YouTube to get better SEO, build a better client base? I talked about a kid here just recently, 18 months in the business, has done more than 15 transactions, all from YouTube, right? These strategies work if you work them. So that's the first question. What am I going to post about? Hey, just a quick little interruption. As you know, I work with some of the best sales professionals and leaders who are looking to grow their businesses, build exceptional lives on the planet. And what I'm doing is I'm giving away $50,000 worth of coaching and training absolutely free. All you have to do is enter the drawing below, click on the link, enter your information, tell us just a little bit about you, and you could qualify for $50,000 worth of free coaching and training. Let's get back to the video. Number 2 is shoot the video. Shoot the video. Well, there's 2 different ways to shoot the video. One would just be to, hey, I had a client and they asked me these questions. I'm going to answer them right now because maybe it's important to you. The other would be documenting, right? So I'm teaching a class like I am right now. I'm teaching it and I'm also recording. That turns into document, not create. Those are the 2 different things. Now, when I shoot that video, the first 10 seconds of your video are very important because what you have is artificial intelligence is crawling the first 10 seconds of your video. They're looking at the title, they're looking at the description, and they're crawling the first 10 seconds of your video. So you want to make sure that you answer the question. What you don't want to do is like, hey, it's Todd Conklin, this company, I'm in this town. I hope you guys are great. Listen to what I was going to talk about. No. In this video, I'm going to talk about and you're going to, whatever the question is that you're going to be answering. So very, very important. I'm going to get into that here in just a minute. Once you shoot the video, what I would recommend that you do is edit in just little interruptions, little commercials. Think of it as somebody's watching this and I'm going to interrupt them with commercials. You all see that on the paid ads that get interrupted. What if you put your own in, right? Hey, sorry to interrupt the video. I get a lot of questions. People want to ask me questions. I just want to tell you the best place to get a hold of me. Here's my phone number, 833-338-0078. Text me anytime. I've got an answer for you. Let's get back to the video. That's it. Okay. And by the way, you can just do that on your cell phone and shake in and the whole deal. It doesn't matter. You don't want it to have it be overproduced. Very simple to do. Okay. And then of course, you want to shoot 1 video every single day. And if you're keeping your notes, you're going to have far more questions to answer than 1. All right. So, number 5, shoot the video. It's not number 5. I think it's number 4. But anyway, shoot the video. How do you record the video? Well, y'all, this is not about being overproduced. What I would tell you is that your iPhone is one of the best cameras out there. So just use that. Just get a stand, iPhone, all good. Look into it, answer questions. What I would say is that you can spend a little bit of money and get some kind of a microphone. The audio quality makes a real difference. This is a little bit more of an expensive microphone, but these work really, really well. And you can get a decent microphone that is a wireless, right, deal for $50 or less. That is really good. And then, of course, I would learn how to edit, but you don't have to overdo editing. And I'm going to give you a little pro tip here in a second, but it's not big editing. It's just cutting the front off and then cutting the end off. If you made some mistakes in the middle, y'all, that's who we are. We make mistakes. Okay. So don't worry too much about it. It's better to have it than have something that you don't do, but it's perfect, right? I think they say that progress over perfection. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to give you just a quick, I wrote out a little script here just to give you as an example. You ready? Hey, it's Todd Conklin. And in this video, I'm going to tell you how to buy a home in Grand Junction, Colorado. Are you looking to buy a home in Grand Junction? Well, I've got 5 mistakes that if you're buying a home in Grand Junction, you want to make sure that you avoid. Number 1, school districts and potential redistricting, right? You don't want to buy a home thinking that you're in a particular school district only to find out that, hey, they've been talking about changing the lines for the schools. And now, whoops, sorry, I own a home and my kids can't go to the school that I wanted to. Number 2, mill tailings. What are those? Well, they're a real thing in the Valley. So you're going to make sure that you've got good representation, understand what those are, and you get the proper reporting. Number 3, not all agents are alike. I've saved my clients that buy through me hundreds of thousands of dollars just this year. And I'd love to talk to you more about that and certainly help you save money on your acquisition. Number 4, trailheads and traffic. Trailheads, this is a great outdoor lifestyle community. Very important to know where the trailheads are because, gosh, if you bought a house and you really wanted to be close to the trailhead and you weren't, well, that would suck. And then if you bought a house and you didn't want to be close to the trailheads and your street turned out to be a parking lot, well, that would suck too. So that would be number 4. And number 5, know your neighbors. In this marketplace, there's so much growth. And so as part of that growth, the city's having to make sure that they're doing some rezoning and changing. And if you bought a house in a particular area thinking that it was going to be residential and then boom, they rezoned, that would be important to you and the value of your home. So you want to make sure that you know that. So great. Grand Junction, amazing place to live, amazing place to have, outdoor activity, all of the things, but make sure that you follow my steps. And by the way, if you like my 7 steps of a proven process to buy a home in Grand Junction, comment yes. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up, give me a subscribe. If you know somebody who's interested in buying in Grand Junction, Colorado, please share this video. And then one last thing I have for you. Well, whatever. I think I botched my script, but you follow. That's the script. You're just being you, okay? And it's not that much to it. Now, you'll notice at the end, what I've done is I've included some calls to action, which are very important when you're talking about long form video. I'm asking people, hey, I have a giveaway. If you like it, just comment below. Why do we do that? Well, because comments add the weight to the video, to the post. And now YouTube, Google, Instagram, Facebook will all rank that at a higher level, okay? So let's move on. All right, one more interruption. Hey, listen, you guys know I'm working with salespeople and leaders all over the country, all over the world for that matter, and we're all focused on one thing. How is it that we have the greatest impact and change the most lives? So here's the thing. You don't have to pay me to be your coach. I'm going to give you my phone number. I want you to text me any question you've got. I promise you I'll answer it. Just try me. 833-338-0078. Ask me whatever you want. I'm in this for you, not just with you, for you. Let's get out there and crush it and change some lives. So long form video is what we're talking about. I've recorded the video. I've answered the question. I'm being me. It's me. I've got good audio quality. Now I got to title it properly. And this is how you would title it. And this is where I need you to pay really close attention. The way you title it matters, okay? Buying a home in Grand Junction, space, 5 mistakes to avoid when buying in Grand Junction, space, // space, your name, okay? So for me, I would put in there like buying or selling a home in Grand Junction, 5 mistakes to avoid when buying in Grand Junction, // Todd Conklin. That's my title. So you'll see I'm probably going to have a standard buying or selling a home in Grand Junction is always going to be there. That's going to be my lead. And then past the colon is going to be the question that I'm answering. Okay. These are the 5 mistakes that you should avoid. This is what's going on with interest rates, et cetera, right? Whatever it was that you're writing down. Your description then becomes, well, if you're looking for the best real estate agent in Grand Junction, that's me. Okay. So people are going to Google that, right? Who's the best real estate agent in Grand Junction? Now you're going to come up. What are you offering? Like, include what they can get from you for free, right? This is the giveaway. Here's my best practice. Here's my spring clean checklist. Here's my fall checklist. Here's my preferred vendor list. Here's my top restaurants. Here are the 7 mistakes sellers make. Here's the 5-step process. Those are the kinds of things I'm talking about so that they can connect with you. And then, of course, you're going to say, hey, if you want to connect with me directly, here's my Instagram. Here's my Facebook. I would encourage you to put your phone number in there. If you don't want to give out your personal phone number, I get it. I mean, sort of. I mean, I put my number on there, but you can also go get another phone number, right? Go get a Google phone number, that kind of deal. And then you're going to say, hey, if you want to work with me, connect with me here. Right? So again, first 10 seconds. Now let's talk about your thumbnail. Your thumbnail, it's important, but more because of the title. Y'all, don't be that person that puts the, picture as the lead. Like, that stuff's cheesy. But what I would say is that the thumbnail should be like 5 mistakes you don't want to make. That might be it, right? They're called hooks. They're important. People to stop scrolling, that death scroll that they do. There is a software program called vid.iq. If you will write your description and do your video and connect it with vidIQ, it will rank how you did. And so it'll just give you some pointers now to get better at that. And you want to continue to get better. But I don't want you to not do it because you think you're going to suck. We all sucked. You can just go back to mine. By the way, you should go to my YouTube, which is the Distinctive Agent Show. You should subscribe to it. You should turn on your notifications. You should go to videos. You should search for the oldest one, and you can get a good laugh. Right there. Go do that. And then listen, you can put some hateful comments in there about my hair or how I sound like a dodo bird, and all those things are true. But and then I want to give you one last little pro tip, and that is opuspro.ai. If you will take your long form video, this video that I've done that I've answered all of these questions, and I put it into opuspro.ai, it will take your one video and turn it into up to 100 clips, complete with captions, with hooks, edited all of it down to short form, and then you can simply just post those to social media. And so now you're giving people a glimpse of what you're actually providing them in long form, in real education. You're turning into entertainment, right? So listen, what did you learn in this? You learned what you should post. You learned why you should post. You learned how to do the recording. You learned how to title it. You learned how to turn 1 into 100, and you learned how to dominate Google and YouTube to be a top 13% agent. Thanks for being here, and I will see you at the next session.